From the subreddit TwoXChromosomes. A man wrote me a note on a midnight train. So, I was on my way home from friends. I had the sniffles, no COVID, got tested, and was trying not to sniff too hard to make other people worried. Mask was on and I was staring at the window, because it was dark and I only saw reflections. There was this young man, 20-something, in the row in front of me, who kept turning around and tried to make eye contact with me in the window. I avoided that, as I don't want to give people the wrong idea. This went on a few minutes and then he showed me a note from behind the chair. It said, "Are you okay?" I nodded and told him yes, because I didn't want him to think I was very ill and get a conductor to kick me out. He then turned around and a minute later gave me the note back. The note continued, "It's okay to not be okay. Be kind to yourself and if I can help you, please let me know." He thought I was crying. He misunderstood my sniffles from the cold for trying to hold back my tears. And, he wrote a note to not make other people aware of my situation. I explained to him I just had a cold and I was in fact very fine, but that I thought he was really nice. We continued talking for a bit and then he left the train. He didn't flirt with me. He didn't want anything. He was just being nice. I'm so on my guard when traveling, especially at night, that this made me really happy. I just wanted to share this here. I hope he is happy. This story resonated with me. When I was around 20 in the Air Force, I got separated from my group of friends in Rome and got totally lost. It was in the 80s and pre-cell phones, internet, etc. I didn't even have a map to try to figure out where I was. I found a map of sorts on the wall of a bus stop, but it didn't make any sense. I ended up just sitting down and covering my face with my hands. My plan was to try to flag down a cab and ask for directions. I couldn't really afford a cab, having spent most of my cash on a bag full of souvenirs for my family back in the States. A lady in her 60s came up to me and said something in Italian. I told her in English I didn't understand. She came back in flawless English, with a British accent, which was amazing, and asked what was wrong. I told her I was lost and she asked where I needed to go. I told her what hotel I needed, and she said come with me. She started walking and I went with her. The sweetest thing ever was we got to a huge intersection. If you've been to Rome, you know what I mean, and she took my hand like her 7-year-old grandson and walked me across, deftly dodging traffic. We got to the hotel and she just smiled and waved me in. Nearly 40 years later, it was the kindest thing anyone's done for me. Ah, genuine human interaction, heart. Greater than it's okay to not be okay. Be kind to yourself and if I can help you, please let me know. Well, I wasn't crying but I am now. The world needs more people like him. I will always ask if someone is okay if I think they're crying because some people don't have anyone to ask them that. This happened to me once in a hippie cafe. A huge guy just leaned in to tell me it's okay to open up sometimes. And it was 100% just to make me feel okay and not patronizing or flirting. So nice. I'm glad this happened for you. Gives us some faith. I love this. That's so cute and sweet. When you start seeing all people as yourself and treat them as such, stuff like this becomes the norm. Thanks for promoting this. Nice to hear a sweet story. Thanks for sharing it. Reminds me of something that happened to me twice. Once a guy walking by me bent down and whispered "You're so beautiful" in my ear and just walked away. Didn't look back or tried to make contact or anything. Just said it and moved on. It's been 11 years and I'll never forget it. Second time, I was walking past a guy walking his dog and he said, "Oh look, a pretty lady," and just went on his business. It was just an offhand comment. Didn't try to engage or do anything. Honestly, those are the moments I felt really beautiful. Much more than been told that by guys hitting on me. Or even friends, because I feel that they're biased. It's sad because I only felt beautiful until I was 17. Now I don't think I am and never really believe when people say it. But I will never forget those two interactions because it was so random and so nice and so genuine. What an absolutely excellent human being. I'm sorry, but I have to say it, she took the midnight train going anywhere. Midnight train going anywhere. My brain just went there. Sorry. He sounds so much like my BF. That is awesome. I hope he has a very nice sleep and a squishy cat at home to cuddle. I love those kinds of stories. Way too rare. I have a younger male coworker like this. He's the only thing that makes my otherwise horribly toxic workplace tolerable. Although we've recently hired a female assistant manager and a female shift supervisor, and I'm hoping things will improve since our overall manager, male, is hardly ever on site anymore. Thank you for sharing. I'll have to remember this tactic and this man's tact if I'm in a similar situation, because I like to help people if I can, but words can be difficult sometimes. Lol. Wow. This is extremely cute. So wholesome, heart. This warms my heart. This post has made my day. I'm really happy to read this. Smile. May I ask, as an Asperger man, how can I make this kind of interactions with people in general? I know it is remarkable, but it's fucking depressing that this is the case. Removed.